Hello everyone, it's Duckfair07. Today I'm playing NAYA LANDFALL ZOO build, inspired by a list that made top 6 in a recent challenge, which is not easy thing to do. Okay, so I made some changes to this build, and most importantly what I did is add Kaheera to the sideboard. Kaheera is great companion if you can use it well, and this deck can really use it. It's just 3 mana lord that pumps all of your little small creatures, and it can be really relevant, and it was really relevant. And also I play Force of Vigor and Endurance. You can just pay 3 mana and have a spell you can pitch cast to that, which is also very relevant, more often than you would think. So all in all, I would say like a pretty good companion for a build like this one. Aggressive, that can run out of cards and trying to be like super aggressive in the early turns and finish the game fast. The Brushfire Elemental really hits hard. Ajani is at its best in this build. I'm playing so much cats. We got Ocelot's Prides, Wild Nacatls are cats, Steplings are also cats. All of these creatures are cats, and Ajani also cat, making another cat when it enters. Amped Raptor cascading most often into more cats. So this is basically cat build, but also the fascinating thing is Amped Raptor is dinosaur, which also is supported by Kaheera, and Hellhound is elemental, same as Brushfire Elemental. So we got all the types that Kaheera supports. Also 3 more endurance on the side, and that's it. Force of Vigors, Disruptor's Flute, and Dumping Spheres. I changed the entire sideboard completely, removed all the cards and added a completely new sideboard. I think I really like this sideboard. Of course, you can't cascade with Raptor into Force of Vigor, but Force of Vigor being such a good and relevant card in matchups where you need it, it's kind of irreplaceable. So I really want that. Endurance, same. It's a 3 mana creature that can attack well, which fits the game plan very well with this deck, and also it's a Kaheera supported, and we have a bunch of green cards. I really like this one. Okay, so moving forward, after playing this league, I would probably add 4th Force of Vigor and drop 1 flute. I think 3 flutes is probably good enough, and that's it. Okay, so let's go check out the gameplay. But before that, if you want to support my channel, I want to remind you that you can go down to the cardelc.com if you need a paper collection, if you need a token solution for your paper collection. They offer a great one. You can check their offer on the cardelc.com using the link down below in the video description. If you use my link, you are supporting my channel. And yeah, okay, so let's go check out the gameplay. Okay, so this is a zoo build. So it is really fun to play it in the leagues, and the games go by so quickly, and you can just run the entire league in an hour and a half. Okay, so my opponent was actually playing Dredge in the first game, and I was like, I'm losing this, because Dredge is like horrible matchup for Zoo, always was. But I have my endurances in the sideboard, and I have great clock. Okay, so I decided to start with Amped Raptor, getting the Ocelot Pride, starting attacking for 3. My opponent Dark Blasts my Ocelot, unfortunately, but they're struggling to find the land, which is they started with Gemstone Caverns, so if they had the thing, it would be pretty hard for me to do something. And here they finally find the thing. They play the Reunion, gain 3 life with Chill, get back Amoeba, get back Amalgam, get back Silver Smooth Ghoul, And here I find a land plus a Tarkas command for lethal. That was more than enough, and that is the game one. Okay, so definitely my dredge opponent kept a one lander and paid a price. Okay, so game 2, obviously all I want is endurance from the sideboard. I mulligan to 6, I got endurance turn 1, raptor turn 2, and it's, yeah, pretty good news. Okay, so here start with pride. I have my endurance, but I don't have a green card at the moment to pitch cast my endurance. So it can be a bit slow, but here I find Vren 6, which was great. And I Amped Raptor just into the bolt, probably worst thing at this point. But it is fine, I'm attacking, making tokens with Ocelot Pride. And there is just so much creatures you have to kill in this deck, and Ocelot Pride can often just get out of control. Okay, so here I attack with Ocelot Pride, get a cat token, and for this type of deck, this is already like pretty good. Next turn I'm attacking for 2. If they don't do anything, then they're in a big problem. And here Ocelot attack 2 times, getting a token, going wide, and yeah. But here opponent finds probably the best card they could find at this point. The Conflagrate just killed 4 of my creatures, and they were able to discard their hand in meantime. It was just very good. And yeah, here my opponent they played the Stickwind Imp. Stickwind Imp should be there, but we can't see it for some reason. It's super weird. Then I played the Atarka, traded for the Stickwind Imp, and both of these cat tokens and the Imp are dead at this point. So yeah, the replay just went crazy. Okay, I also have to pitch cast this endurance, so yeah, soon it's just not showing anything what's happening. Soon my opponent got to the better position, and that was the game. This is first time me experiencing this kind of replay problem. But it doesn't matter, because game was really really over there. Okay, so here yeah, actually opponent mulligan down to 3, and then draw another card and just conceded the entire match. That was pretty quick. Let's check out match 2. Okay, so in match 2, starting first, 4 lands, nothing special, but Hellhound can be pretty aggressive. I can follow it up with Nakatal, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I start off with there, and the opponent plays Dismember immediately. They're on Tron. Unfortunately, I find another land, so I use to get Survey land, surveil another land to the graveyard, and find Ajani from the top. Start attacking with Nakatal and do Surveil again, put Vren 6 in the yard. Okay, so here I'm attacking. My opponent is playing Blue Tron. A deck I didn't see for some time, but definitely got some new cards like Kozilek Command. Opponent plays Kozilek Command to exile my Nakatal. I play the Pride, I play the Vren 6, and then go Amped Raptor into the Ajani. The second Ajani actually triggering this one, so it's going to flip unless they kill it, and they had another Kozilek's command to get rid of Ajani before it flips, but that is fine because I'm still going in for 3 damage. I still have Vren and Amped Raptor on the attacking here, and I still have my Kaheera too, so that's pretty solid situation. And here I grab the Kaheera, so and also like getting 2 tokens and step with Ocelot Pride is pretty sweet. Grabbing Kaheera means if my opponent finds some solution, I can just gem Kaheera and present another threat here. Also pumps my creatures can be often relevant, so that is it. Let's check out game 2. Okay, let's see how I sideboarded against Against the dredge, it's very easy. It's just endurance in. But here, I was trimming some cards, some one-offs, two-offs like 2 Atarkas, 2 bolts out, 1 Brushfire, and yeah, that's it. I brought in a couple of flutes, a couple of spheres, a couple of force of figures, two of each of those. Force of figure can kill relevant stuff like expedition map, as you saw there, or the ensnaring bridge, which is probably most relevant target. Damping sphere affects their Tron lands, of course, and flute against the One Ring. I didn't want. I think getting in 2 of those for this matchup is pretty good, since you really don't want to board in too many of these cards. Okay, so I Amped Raptor into the Vrennen 6, getting land, attacking for 5 damage here. My opponent again going for, I think, is it Kozilek's command again? Yeah, the only thing they played this game was Kozilek's command, a lot of Kozilek's commands, and here my opponent goes for expedition map, finds their Tron, but that is okay because I have my damping sphere. And I played Damping Sphere at the right time, and now they again don't have a lot of mana on their turn. So they're already on 10, and I have like 6 damage on my side of the field, which means 1 top deck can win this. Okay, so I go for Kaheera hand and play it on the same turn. They have to do something about this because it's lethal. It's lethal damage at the moment. So I attack with all, of course, and opponent was again able to Eugen Binding. That is, I guess, the appeal for the opponent's deck. The new card, it was actually pretty cool here. My opponent was able to play the Null Drifter, exile the Eugen's Binding, and just bring back to my hand my entire board. So I was able to flute on Eugen, play Damping Sphere, and my opponent tries a Thirst for Knowledge, but they don't find solutions. I have kill next turn, so that is the quick match against the Blue Tron. Let's check out match 3. Okay, so in the match 3, this is pretty sweet hand. It is questionable with what to start here, but since I draw into second step links, I decided to try to be as aggressive as possible. And here I actually brain farted completely. I thought this guy was a 1-3, so I tried to bolt it, but yeah, nothing happened. It was a 1-4 after all. Just I've seen this card like a first time, so I completely forgot that it has 4 toughness. Yeah, I would be in much better position if I just didn't, if that didn't happen. So I didn't have a red permanent here, so I decided just to put counters on my cats. And here I find a red permanent, a Vren. This means I can play the fetch, grow my step links, and now 3 damage, deal them 3 damage, Ajani with face, put Atarka's command on top, attack with both, opponent has to block 1, but they have a fatal push for another one. So yeah, on their turn they exile the card with the Treasure, get the not dead after all, but didn't use it. And on my turn I was able to Ajani 3 face and finish them off with Atarka's command. Pretty aggressive, and yeah, I got through all the removal and whatever. Okay, so game 2, let's check out how I sideboarded. My opponent was Mardu. I saw a bunch of similar Mardu lists recently. As you can see, there is just nothing for this matchup, and I don't believe deck even needs anything. Maybe I will play a couple of removals, but I didn't feel like it's really necessary in the current metagame, so I decided just not do anything. Okay, so here I play the Ocelot Pride, and opponent they didn't find a second land. They kept a Grief Scam, so they quickly conceded the game and the match. So that was pretty quick match against Scam, let's say some version of the Black Red Scam. And let's check out match 4. As always, pretty quick games with aggressive build like this one. You can go so fast through the entire league. That is like one big advantage to playing, testing something like this. You can just test insanely fast. Okay, so I go for the forest, play the Ajani, try to use my mana as well as I can. And the next turn I have a lot. So I go for the attacks first. I attack them for 3, and then play the Nakatl, play the Hellhound, and I didn't play the fetch here. I wanted to use it on my turn to grow the Hellhound. Unfortunately, opponent has Flage to gain some life, kill my Ajani, but I go in for a lot of damage with pumping the Hellhound. And yeah, okay, so I go for a Kaheera and hand because my opponent played the One Ring, and the opponent actually has another Flage, which is pretty good for them at this point, but I have 2 bolts and Kaheera, which is pretty brutal right now, so I bolt them down to 7, and I even draw a fetch. So I go a Kaheera, pump my team, bolt them face, and that is more than enough for lethal. There is a bunch of damage here. It's like 5, 8, 10 plus bolt face. It's a lot. Okay, so let's check out, that was game 1. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so keeping a bit slower hand with unfortunately have to play Survey Land on turn 1, keeping third land on top. I think third land's pretty good at this point. These Brushfires can really hit hard, and they're really good in a deck like this. Probably like the best, the most aggressive threat. That works very well plays best on if you play it on turn 3 followed with a fetch. Okay, so opponent has Bowmaster there. I decide to flip my Ajani. I was thinking about it. If they have another Bowmaster, they can kill it, but I decide to go for it anyway. I play the Brushfire. They can't block it with creatures with power 2 or less. So I was able to go in for a lot of damage there. Unfortunately, opponent plays the One Ring, so I can't attack this turn. They lose life there, and they go Bitter Reunion, discarding Archon into Persist, into Haste to Archon. Kind of didn't really expect this to happen, so yeah, that was game over. I didn't even board in anything, so I didn't... I kind of felt like they're maybe playing some Reanimator plan because of that Wizard Lizard guy, of course, but I didn't see it in a game 1, so I wasn't sure. So in the game 3 I brought in the Endurance. Yeah, I mean, that guy can be played Reanimator and also just can be played in kind of value as a value creature. So I boarded out 2 Ocelot Prides, 1 Atarka, 2 Ocelot Prides because they're playing Bowmaster. Okay, so I go in for Amped Raptor here, getting the Hellhound, attacking for a lot of damage, and my opponent didn't find a land, and yeah, this is just game over. In game 3 I had a pretty powerful hand, but opponent didn't find lands, so that was it. Okay, so let's check out final match, trophy match of this league. Opponent, I had a pretty good hand, but opponent played first. They were on Amulet and pretty good. They had pretty good hand. So turn 1 Grazer into turn 2 Dryad, second bounce land. I go in with Hellhound for 4, but my opponent blocks with Grazer. I have to pump the Grazer to kill it. And yeah, here opponent goes for turn 3 Ring. Pretty good for my opponent, and here I did unfortunate misclick. So I wanted to bolt the Cat Warrior token, so my Ajani flips, then I will be able to make another cat and deal 4 damage to Dryad. Yeah, unfortunately, I tried to bolt the cat, but I bolted the dog, but I think it didn't really matter that much. My opponent finds second Dryad and the Primeval Titan next turn, and they got more than enough here to kill me. So that is game 1. Let's check out game 2. Also the sideboarding plan for the Titan matchup. I have a lot of sideboard cards, so all the damping spheres are great against Titan, and of course a Force of Vigors are also great, and 2 Disruptor's Flutes for the One Ring. So that's it. To get this card in, I have to drop the Bolts, drop the Atarka, drop a couple of Ocelot Prides, couple of Ajanis. I want to keep a green card count high, so I didn't board much of the green cards. And here opponent plays second Amulet, and in response I play the Force of Vigor, take their Amulet, and Raptor into another Wild Necatl that is pretty good here. Opponent plays Sanctuary, 4 mana, getting the ring, but on my turn I have Disruptor Flute to name their ring, passing the turn, going for the Surveil. On their turn they find a double Grazer. Ocelot Pride doing a fine job definitely with Atarka's command. Atarka's deal 3 face and pump all creatures, so helps going wide with Atarka. Okay, so I go in with my creatures, my opponent blocks 2 of them, and I'm able to play the Atarka's command, deal 3 face, and as much as I can pump my creatures, and my opponent actually survives on 1 life but can't get out of this situation. So that is game 2. Let's check out game 3 for the final trophy. Unfortunately I ended up losing this one, and I mulligan, both me and my opponent mulliganed to 6. Opponent starts off with Amulet of Vigor plus Gardens on turn 1, that's pretty good. I have double Damping Sphere, that was the reason why I kept the hand. Also, turn 1 Hellhound is great against them, very aggressive with double fetch in my hand, that's like already 8 damage. And I go, my opponent goes turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Dryad, that is like pretty good for Amulet deck, pretty good start for them. And Dryad really helped them a lot in this situation with Dumping Sphere on. And they also find their one of Azusa, which was great asset at the moment for them. With Damping Sphere on the field, they were able to just play their bounce land so many times, getting that 1 mana. Okay, so Damping Sphere is on the field, so I need extra mana to resolve my Raptor. And I find Disruptor Flute, pay the extra mana, name the One Ring. And I've got a lot of things covered. I got a Sphere, I got for their bounce lads, I got Flute for the One Ring, but that is still not enough because my opponent finds the Titan. So yeah. they were able to replay this bounce land like brutal amount of times, getting the Primeval Titan. Of course, this is not opponent finds the Crumbling Vestige, and they can go with Titan for their 6th land, which means bunch of damage with Valakuts, and they can kill me almost even without the combat damage. So that was the loss against Titan in the game 3 of the match of the last match. So I lose despite having turn 1 Hellhound and turn 2 Damping Sphere. I guess to win this one I needed Force of Figure. Force of Figure, I think it's just very relevant in a lot of matchups, and I think I would add a 4th one instead of I think probably 3 Disruptor Flutes are more than enough, so I would cut 4th one to go with 4 Force of Figures, and that's it. Okay, so really fun deck, really fun to play. Also, you can just so quickly go through the entire league, and also doing well in the challenge, and now me with this version doing well in this league. Lot of decks just don't have solution for such a fast game plan. Hellhound and Step Links were previously, also the Ocelot Pride, kind of unplayable in the pre-MH3 meta, full of Yawgmoth and Scam. They play so many Bowmasters, but now when you have Ajani, now you're not that sorry when opponent is Bowmastering your Hellhound, so that makes them much better than they were before, and also there is just not nearly as close of Bowmasters as there were before MH3. So a lot has changed already, and the changes that happened made this archetype into the better deck, and also so many new cards for this deck, like we got Ajanis, we got Raptors, Ocelot Prides, Arena of Glory, Disruptor Flutes on the sideboard. Very relevant cards, all very relevant cards for this archetype. And yeah, okay, so that's it. So very fun to play this, and one of my favorite archetypes, and it's so nice to be able to play it again and say it really feels good. So that's it. Okay, so hope you like the league, hope you like the gameplay. Just a friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, comment in the video, and let me know how did you do with this build. I have a feeling that it's really aggressive, really strong, and has some effective, enables you to play effective hate pieces on the sideboard, plus having access to Kaheera really feels amazing. So that's it. Okay, again, thank you for watching, and goodbye.